Words of Wisdom with Adam Carriker.
My friend asked me, what's a good movie? I say, Snakes on a Plane. My friend says, what's it about? I say, horses. Horses on a boat.
And with that, we welcome you back inside Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. He's Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
Yo, mama.
Hi there, I'm former wrestling announcer turned weight loss champion Chuck Carroll, and this is the aforementioned Fourth and Pain. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Fourth and Pain, like us on Facebook, and whatever else you do with your life, be sure to have lunch with us each and every weekday, high noon Eastern, low calorie, high energy.
And great radio all around.
Absolutely. And you know what? We've been talking an awful lot about WWE wrestling, but Adam, let's turn the table a little bit. Let's look to Thursday nights. Let's talk a little TNA.
Should we make this our TNA day?
I think we should.
I like it. I like it. Every Thursday we have a little Goldberg. We have a little TNA day.
I like this.
It? All right. So let's do a little recap since we haven't chatted in a while.
Catch me up.
In the pay-per-view, Jeff Hardy and Bobby Roode were having a little match, and Bobby Roode had paid off Aces and Eights to come out and help him win the TNA title, ensure that he wins it. Aces and Eights comes out during the match. They do not, however, assist him. Jeff Hardy ends up pinning Bobby Roode, and then Aces and Eights attacks Jeff Hardy. They don't attack Roode yet. Roode gets up. He's mad. He says, I paid you off. Why did you not help me? They simply respond by laying him out and beating the crap out of him. Come Impact, Roode comes out, and he's irate because he paid off Aces and Eights. He should have that belt around his waist in his mind. And so Aces and Eights comes out, and they simply say, you were outbid. Now, They don't tell him who it was.
Okay.
They don't tell him who outbid him. Simply say, you were outbid. And, Roode is irate. He leaves the ring. Later on during the evening, Cowboy Storm and Jeff Hardy are having a tag team match. At the end of that match, Aces and Eights comes out. They attack Hardy. They come out, and they basically let the cat out of the bag and say it was Austin Aries, who is a newfound heel in TNA once again. And I love the fact that he's a heel because, like CM Punk, he is much better as a heel. They say that Austin Aries is the man that outbid Bobby Roode.
He wants his title back.
He wants his title back. Now, between now and the end of the show, there's more shenanigans between Bully Ray and Hogan because, Brooke and Bully Ray have been having this on-again, off-again romance. We don't really know yet.
Well, let me stop you right there. Let me just
interject.
That is an awkward pairing. Bully Ray and Brooke
too.
Hogan.
One ugly man and one not-so-ugly woman.
That is a ridiculous... And not to mention, just like... I don't know. It's just... The whole thing is so wrong. The whole thing is so wrong to me.
I found it to be a very odd pairing.
On camera, off camera, the whole thing gives me the heebie-jeebies. Not gonna lie. Proceed.
Well, I think Bully Ray, much like The Miz in WWE, is making this sort of turn into a babyface almost. He's trying to earn Hogan's trust. He's maybe dating his daughter, maybe not. He's like, Hogan, you still don't trust me. I had Sting's back against Aces and Eights at the pay-per-view a while back. I'm doing right by your daughter. Your daughter's actually the one pursuing me, he says. And Hogan's like, maybe you're right. Maybe she is pursuing you. Maybe not. But the fact of the matter is I don't trust you. I still feel the same exact way about you. Bully Ray goes out and has this match against Mr. Spectacular, who keeps tweeting me on Twitter. And by the way, you may have the largest neck when you played in the NFL, but I still got the largest arms. And arms are bigger than necks any days of the week because I've got two of them.
Hi-yo.
But in this match, I got to say, he slaps him with his hand 3 times. And I feel like he slapped him when I was standing right next to him. It was so loud. And his chest, Mr. Spectacular, was slapped by Bully Ray. At the end, his chest, there was literally already a bruise and swelling that you could see.
Oh, yeah.
From these 3 slaps.
Was it looking like Sheamus every time he gets the chop and just turns bright fire engine red?
Well, it was already turning purple. Like it was already bruising over.
Straight up bruising.
I'm not kidding. Not that important, just very cool, I thought. Bully Ray ends up winning the match. And then at the end of Impact, out comes Austin Aries to explain his actions, to say he wants his title back. And out comes Jeff Hardy, and he's like, you didn't have to hire Aces and Eights. You didn't have to do all these shenanigans, this tomfoolery. All you had to do was ask. And he proposes a match tonight on Spike TV, on TNA Impact, Championship Thursday, between Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy for the title. Nice. And Austin Aries says, I don't do what you want. I don't do what the fans want. I do what I want. Before he finishes this, Hardy attacks him. We go off air. We don't know if he accepts. We don't know if it's going to happen tonight. We will have to tune in and find out. But there could be a world title match between Aries and Hardy tonight.
Wow. I like that. You got to be some sort of a heel to turn down a title shot because you didn't set the rules on it. You didn't request it. You're like, no, 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 no. You don't set the rules. I set these rules. Austin, I love that about Austin Aries, man. I love that.
I'm telling you, Austin Aries to me is, I know everyone loves Jeff Hardy, but Austin Aries is, to me, the most entertaining guy in Impact. I was about to say he's the reason I tune in. I would tune in anyways, but he makes it a lot more interesting.
Sure.
Seriously, when he tried to be a babyface as the champ, it just wasn't as good. Because when he first came out, he was a heel. Loved watching him. When he was the champ, babyface, did not like it. He's a heel. It's just, like I said, much like CM Punk, when he's a heel, he's just that much better.
Wow. And we actually had Jeff Hardy on the show this past week. If you get a chance, go back to fourthandpain.com or check out our YouTube channel. We don't get a chance to plug that enough. Check out our YouTube channel or fourthandpain.com. Check out the entire interview. Of course, that's also going to air Sunday morning on 106.7 The Fan on our radio version of the show. So we're kind of all over the place, as is the title picture at TNA. Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, Jeff Hardy. I'm sensing a triple threat match at some point, perhaps?
Well, what do you think is going to happen tonight at Impact? Do you think he's going to accept the match, or what do you think is going to happen?
Based upon the fact that he already said, you don't set the rules, I set the rules, or something to that effect, just paraphrasing, I'm saying absolutely no way this title match happens. And if it does, he's going to be forced to do it and do it begrudgingly. And, of course, no good will come out of that, in which case I predict then perhaps another Aces and Eights appearance.
I think they're going to set up the match like it's going to happen. Everyone's going to come out, and maybe in the middle of the match or maybe before it happens, Aces and Eights, who are Aries is paid off, is going to come out and interfere. There will not be a winner other than DQ from interference, and this is going to lead to Jeff Hardy and Austin Aries, maybe with Bobby Roode, but I think Jeff Hardy and Austin Aries at a pay-per-view upcoming.
Yeah, you can't give this match away for free. You absolutely cannot do it. And frankly, I think that these two guys, heck of a talent. Heck of a talent. It would be a heck of a match.
Great matches.
Absolutely.
What do you think about, you said it's an odd pairing, but do you think Brooke is pursuing Bully? Do you think Bully is pursuing Brooke? Do you think there's anything going on? Do you think Hogan should trust him? What do you think?
I think that this is going to play out a little bit differently than a similar story in WWE with John Cena and AJ Lee. I think that this is probably going to be some sort of a business arrangement. I don't think that there's, in the end, going to be any sort of hanky-panky there whatsoever.
I was surprised when this came around to begin with. I just don't look at Bully Ray and see heartthrob.
Now, the question is, what type of business are they discussing? And, Bully Ray, a longtime partner of Devon, who is now in Aces and Eights. So I'm wondering, at some point, is he going to wind up there? And that may be kind of the precursors, this Brooke Hogan, Bully Ray thing. And, I'm not sure how it's all going to tie together, but it wouldn't surprise me if somehow that Aces and Eights thing gets involved.
Now, the only wrench in what I'm about to suggest is Austin Aries is with Aces and Eights. Bully Ray and Austin Aries are going at it right now. That's kind of a rivalry that's going as well. So that may be the only wrench in what I'm about to say. Bully Ray and Brooke. Brooke turns on her father, joins Aces and Eights. Bully Ray goes with her. And that's the business they've been discussing. And Bully Ray and Devon have really been in cahoots this whole time. Wow. The only wrench is that would put Bully Ray and Aries together in Aces and Eights, but Brooke turning on her dad.
That could be the big swerve. It could play out to the fact then, if there were to be some sort of feeling, some romantic involvement, that as of right now, Bully Ray's not there yet. But it would make sense then if he goes in later, it would kind of explain away, his involvement still now with Austin Aries and those two kind of butting heads a little bit. So if he were to say begrudgingly, because he winds up falling head over heels in love with Brooke Hogan, then join Aces and Eights, I think that would be the easy way to explain what you're saying.
I think that's a scenario. I think they're honestly trying to turn Bully into a babyface, so I don't think that's a scenario. But it's a possibility, and what a twist that would be. That would be like when Hogan joined the NWO, Brooke turning on her dad.
I'm not sure it'd be on the same level, but it would be interesting.
I mean, just on the level of betrayal, not on the level of importance.
You know what I missed just randomly out of Bully Ray? I love that live tweet gimmick that he used to do on Impact. He would just come out there with the phone and just...
I think he was just trying to launch his Twitter and get his followers up,
He'd like straight up type something out, send it, trending, drop the phone, and continue on with the match. Epic. A great bit.
He needs to bring that back. I have a funny story about Bully Ray, and my wife does not know this. when we went down and we went backstage and met all the wrestlers last summer, I took my little boy. He had to go to the bathroom. So we're in the bathroom, and I help him pee first, and then I go pee. So he's kind of running around the bathroom. I look over, and he's in the urinal next to me, the ones you stand up to, and he's got his hand in there, and he's playing with the little rubber thing on the bottom. And I'm just like,
Bully Ray?
No, my son is. And the reason I bring this up is because Bully Ray comes in as this is happening. And I'm just like, oh, my God, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. So, I get him out of there before Bully Ray sees it. Just seeing Bully Ray reminds me of the story. I wash his hands about 5 times. Later that night, my wife goes, anything interesting happen outside of wrestling? I go, yes, one thing, very disgusting. Do you want to know what it was? She looks at me and goes, no. So because of that, I did not lie to her. She simply told me she didn't want to know. So because of that, she does not know this story. But everyone else in the world does.
Oof.
True story, by the way.
Nasty.
And his hands have been washed multiple times, so don't worry, it's all good.
But did you guys have popcorn or anything after that?
No, we didn't.
Okay, that's good. Because I don't care how many times you scrub your hands, that's a little hanky.
That's more than a little hanky, dude. But what was I supposed to do? I mean, I'm sure it's happened before and nobody's died. You gonna recover from this?
I don't know, man. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, man, and so
I'm getting that impression.
And then
you shook hands. You have hugged this boy.
I know I have, and to think that this young man has had his hands in a urinal where everybody and their brother has done their business, I'm not digging it. Dude, not digging it.
Dude, I've seen kids grab their poop. I've seen the most disgusting things you can imagine. The world keeps spinning and life goes on.
Wow. Okay. Well, on that note, we're fresh out of time. I'm Chuck Carroll. Thanks so very much for believing in our weirdness.
It brings a whole new meaning to believe in our weirdness.
Seriously.
I'm Adam Carriker. I've washed my son's hands many times. I've got the largest arms on the D-line. Peace out, Fourth and Painters.